security relationships, and we signed our bilateral security arrangement. This is about saying to a young boy or young girl, if you want to play rugby league, you've got to go to school. You've got to go through those exercises as well. Rugby league, like other forms of sport, can be transformational in lifting up opportunity across the board, and this will be a part of it. The Prime Minister's vision is for that as well, and it's a vision that my government shares. Port Moresby is the closest national capital to Australia. You can swim from Saibai Island, where I've been in the Torres Strait. You can see PNG. We are so close. We have, as a national interest story for Australia, we have a national interest, not just because we're family, but even from an Australian selfish point of view, in a prosperous, secure, forward-looking Papua New Guinea. In our region, with so much change in the world, that is so important. And so that's the first point. Second point is that I think that PNG will attract people. There are some financial incentives as part of these arrangements that have been put in place by PNG of tax-free status for Australian nationals who go and play for the franchise when it comes in. And I think that it will be an incredibly attractive place to go. If you want to go somewhere where you are, I know that sometimes, you know, NRL players like playing in Melbourne because they can be a little bit, you know, not as open. They don't get asked for as many selfies if they're at a restaurant in Carlton compared with at a restaurant in Redfern. I assure you, no one will be incognito in PNG. They will all be heroes. They will know that they're playing a role in lifting up Papua New Guinea. And the third point is, Penrith Panthers have been pretty successful in having a pipeline of juniors coming through that then feeds into other clubs. This is the greatest rugby league pipeline potential on earth, bar none. This is a pipeline where if you look at the number of Samoan and Tongan players playing in the NRL compared with PNG, PNG is underrepresented. That's because of economic development issues and opportunity. Once you bring in that economic development, junior pathways and opportunity, you will have, I have no doubt, that PNG within a very short few years, they'll need some experienced players like were brought into the Dolphins and comes in with new franchises, Melbourne Storm, etc. They will be a powerhouse in the National Rugby League with homegrown players, I have no doubt. Matt Vary.
Prime Minister, in Albanese mentioned that Martin talks in the back streets of Port Moresby pick up a football every day.
Thank you, Matthew. The pathway has been established. I want to also appreciate the Australian government for investment right now. And we have over 700 boys and girls in junior competition. We saw how close our juniors came to beating the Australian Rugby League junior team when the game was played last in Port Moresby. And so the pathway is set for young children who want to pursue sport as an alternate path in life. Not everyone is born to be a rocket scientist. Some are born to be sports person, whether it's in AFL, soccer, all the other sports available. But for us in PNG, the greatest attraction to sport is rugby league, and the actual path now opens for an end game to Australian participating in Australian Rugby League competition. It's just many Marcus Byers out there, many Justin Olams out there. The difference between Justin Olam and Marcus, they came through sheer talent and commitment, dedication at almost in the maturity of their teen life. This one, we go into the heart of the pathway. Schoolboys, schoolgirls in primary school, high school, and they have the options to migrate to sports. That's the reason why we parked the Higher Education Minister, we parked the sports portfolio with the Higher Education Minister so that those who are good in sports can go and pursue life after grade 12 through sports.
Matthew.
And viewers on ABC TV are leaving us there. You can keep watching this live event over on the ABC News channel.
That sits alongside the NRL deal. Why does that have to remain confidential, or are you willing to share the details of that agreement? And does it contain an explicit clause that would stop PNG from agreeing to a security or policing deal with China or another nation if Australia didn't approve?
Well, Australia is PNG's security partner of choice. And today, coming into effect, is our bilateral security agreement. That agreement is certainly public, but it is certainly not a secret that our relationship is so strong, that we work together. And part of that working together is because of our common values. We're both great democracies. We both share a commitment to human rights. We both share market-based economies that are important as well. So our agreements go to the full range of relationships between two nations. We, of course, were during World War II, and Matthew, congratulations on surviving the walk with myself and the Prime Minister in Kokoda, which was an enormous experience and a great, one of the best things I will do in my life, not just as Prime Minister. At that time, we were one nation. So this is not a surprise that we have these relationships entrenched so strongly between us. They will continue to be the case, and we have an interest, obviously, in the Pacific. We do live in a region where there is strategic competition that is well known. But the work that the Pacific Island Forum has done in emphasising that security in the Pacific is primarily the responsibility of the Pacific family is a principle that we share. And it's something that was highlighted as well with the Pacific Policing Initiative, which is now in place, making sure we make a difference. In addition to that, of course, our defence cooperation. When I was in PNG, up in the north as well, there are Australian defence personnel there. We assist with training of PNG Defence Forces as well. Our relationship here, what this is about, is taking the relationship which is already there between our defence, security relations, issues such as customs, education, on the employment level, with the workforce that come to Australia temporarily to assist on agriculture and other areas, and then remunerate money back home to make a difference. This is about, as the Prime Minister has said, very much about that people-to-people relations on a regular basis, which is why it's so important. And just a shout-out to the Minister for Pacific, Pat Conroy, who has developed such a strong personal relationship with countries not just PNG but throughout the region as well, and he deserves a lot of credit for where we've got to today.
Yeah, thank you. And if I could assist in answering this question, the bilateral security agreement we signed last year precedes this NRL conversation. It encompasses how our two economies, our two nations want to have synergy. We've seen lately emergence of, for instance, trafficking of drugs from PNG into Australia, and likewise. PNG is in the heart of, we place in a unique place. We are joined with Indonesia by land. We are exactly north of you and above of you into Southeast Asia and Asia. And so for Papua New Guinea to sign the bilateral security agreement, it wasn't just overnight influence and something that Canberra enforced on us. Far from it. It was itself in PNG's strategic national interest to have synergy with compatible police and compatible military, so to speak. It's strategic for us. We make this deliberate choice to have Australia as a security partner of choice in the first instance. That doesn't stop us from relating with any nation, especially our Asian neighbors. We relate with China, for instance, a great trading partner, a great bilateral partner. But in security, closer to home, we have this synergy, and our shared territory needs to be protected, defended, policed. And our own borders together, but as well as our regional borders. And in that context, we make this call, and the NRL conversation fits in neatly with it. A question asked earlier, is the player safe? Well, the player is safe when we have good rapport between our two police. And it goes beyond police to our immigration conversations, our banking relationship conversations, our economy conversations. So no one should take offense, whether it's PNG Australia observers or even our foreign relations elsewhere. It is something that we choose to do in our own immediate precinct interests, our two borders. The traditional border crosses in far north Queensland and South PNG. We need our police to be in partnership. That space is in direct interest of PNG Australia to have the relationship signed. And it takes precedence. I share border with Indonesia, I share border with Australia. And the relationship I have in the security arrangements must be unique in the sense that we have that border arrangements. And I want to indicate many things that Australia is pushing this down on us. Far from it. We initiate this one. It is in our interest to have a secure PNG, secure border, secure relationship. NRL team is a benefactor of the security arrangements.
Thanks. The last question is from Carmela Guarai.
My question is to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Marape. Rugby league in Papua New Guinea.
Why aren't you asking him, please? You ask him all the time, so you're pushing the suit, my friend. Anyway, please.
So, rugby league in Papua New Guinea has mostly been focused on our main population. Will this historic partnership include development pathways for our young Papua New Guinean girls who are passionate about rugby league?
God bless your heart. And our girls are playing now. And again, thankful to the Australian support, Minister Pat Conroy. I think was up there watching one of those girls' competitions, and a host of at the High Commission level, when I was last in Goroka watching our junior competitions, I saw Ambassador Fix, High Commissioner Fix. I keep on calling him Ambassador. Are you appointing me elsewhere? But he was there running the waters, and a lot of support at the ground level. Today, as I speak, over 200 girls, small girls, and I just want to indicate this to the power of rugby league. Peter, Andrew, you're not wasting effort. 10 years ago, it would not have been possible to see parents allowing their girls to play. And I'm saying 10 years ago. That stereotype has been broken down. It really warmed my heart to see girls playing rugby league. I personally went out there for a junior competition, hugged the girls and said, my daughters, you're doing well. It's a career option. It's a lifestyle change. It's a path for you. And so, girls are stepping up to it. Our own government gives commitment with our chairman of our bid NRL team, as well as PNG Rugby League, who's here. And I have a family of sponsors downstairs. They will not just be sponsoring the senior team, the National Rugby League team, but entire clockwork, so to speak, including our girls' development path to a women's team. This team also encompasses women rugby league team in the National Rugby League. So both men team and women team. And post-2028, come with me, join up in the story. Trust me in this one, within 10 years' time, we want to lift the trophy too. So South Sydney, beware.
Indeed. Thanks very much. Well, we'll have a crack next year before PNG get there. So now Wayne's back, anything's possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless.
Yeah, sure.
That was Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Papua New Guinea Prime Minister James Marape.